Hello, I'm William.
Hey everyone, I'm Carinia.
And marriage is
It's
back.
back.
And if you've been following with us, we've gone over a lot of different marriage nuggets from our book.
Yes, marriage nuggets.
So if you have the book, or if you have your cell phone, you can download the book on Amazon Kindle, and we can get started on today. We're going to start with day 9 and day 10.
All right.
So, honey, tell us, what is the marriage nugget for day 9?
The marriage nugget for day 9 says, don't be fake in your marriage. Period.
Don't be fake.
Yes.
Is there ever a time you think, is there ever really, is that an issue with marriages, that people are just not being really real, not just being something just fake? Is that really real?
Yes, that's really real.
Because the reason why I said that, as we look at all this beautiful fruit that we have right here, it's not real.
But it looks beautiful.
But it looks beautiful. And see, that's where a lot of relationships and a lot of marriages, it looks so good and so beautiful on the outside, but you can't do anything with it. It's just not, it just looks good, it's decorated, it makes a beautiful centerpiece, but it's no substance. You can't eat it. So when we talk about being fake, you know, I like to think about that. How long do you think, just on average, how long do you think we've had this fruit? Just take a guess.
Well, seeing how dusty it is, we probably had this about maybe 5 years.
5 years.
Need to clean it.
So, one of the things I want to talk about is that people can be fake for a long time.
True.
Just like this fruit. And we can put on the show, we can make it look good, we can make it look beautiful. Day in, day out, it looks like this fruit. But behind that is some feelings. Behind that, it's something that is just not quite the real thing. Nothing like the real thing, baby.
Hey!
Ain't nothing like the real thing. So, what I want to talk to you about is the number one thing that I feel that is the most fakest thing in marriage.
Oh.
And that's feelings.
Mm.
Now, for example, Carinia, I just want to ask you, from a woman's point of view, you know, how is it that women go and they sometimes they put on a smile, they shake their head, they put their makeup on, they put their lipstick on, they put this smile on, and they go day to day like everything is just good. They go out to the show, they go out to the event, they look beautiful, and they come home and whammo. Why do you feel women do that? Why do you feel they have to put on this mask and this makeup?
Well, I think that the reason a lot of women are fake, I mean, you see so many things these days. I mean, even now I'm wearing braids, which is not my hair. So, you know, I'm being fake right now, but convenient. And so I think a lot of times women will do things that are not natural because they're trying to cover up something. And it's convenient to cover up things instead of dealing with the issue. It's convenient to put on makeup and try to make yourself look beautiful instead of dealing with skincare and taking care of yourself. It's convenient to have surgeries to make yourself look like you're physically fit instead of working hard and working out and doing the work. So it's, to me, sometimes people are fake because it's convenient. And then as it relates to a marriage, I think it's convenient to be fake in the marriage because you don't want to pull the stuff out of the rug and have to deal with it and be like, well, this is what's really going on. So, it's convenient to put on a smiley face and, hey, how you doing? My day was great. How was your day? And inside we're hurting.
So I've heard you say this word convenient several times. Like this fruit, it's what convenient. Once you put it in a bowl,
Yes.
you did it once,
Yep.
and years later, all you gotta do is blow the dust off, and it still looks
Yep.
good. But my thing is, and this is what I see in my mind, how many people have been in marriages where they get used to it and it's convenient for them to be a certain way
Right.
because they don't have to address it, they don't have to deal with it. Because if this was real fruit, how often will we have to change it? Like every 3-5 days?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it takes work. We have to constantly get more and go back and replace it, wash the bowl
Right.
out, make sure we dust it, no flies, no fruit flies.
Right.
So it's work.
Yeah,
And it's just, like you said, it's just easy just to fake it.
it is.
But my thing is, can you eat it?
Can't eat it, can't digest it. No, you can't.
So you're missing something.
Yep.
You're missing the real thing. And even though it's hard, like this next challenge that we're going to challenge you, it's going to be hard. But it's getting rid of the fake stuff
Yes.
and actually getting real, because the real sometimes it's not going to look pretty, sometimes it's going to be beat up, sometimes you have to change it out, you're going to have to take care of it. So when you get down to real feelings,
Right.
real things that is really bothering you. I didn't say fake. It's like my wife said, when you get down to the real hair, it's different than the fake hair. The real hair you gotta take care of. I see them. Now you gotta straighten it. You be perming it. You be slicking it back, rolling. The real hair don't act like the fake hair.
Lay down your edges.
So the real challenge,
Yeah.
honey. What is the real challenge? Remember, keep it real.
All right, so for day 9, the challenge is communicate a true feeling, real feeling, to your spouse about a real deep issue that has been bothering you for a little while. And so, honey, I just want to say, even with this challenge, communication is the key in this challenge. We're asking you to talk about something that's really deep. And so I just want to encourage you as you do this, if you know that your spouse is very sensitive, because you're going to dig deep to find something that's really bothering you.
Give an example. Let's give some examples of some things that are deep that people don't like to really talk about. Like, one of the things that come to my mind, deep example, is when people feel like they're just not attracted to each other anymore. Or people feel like they're not respected, or they're not listened to, or people feel like they can't trust a person. In my mind, those are just some things that are kind of hard. Do you have anything that you think is kind of hard?
I think
I know I'm perfect, like, nah, I'm kidding.
I think when you just said they're not attracted to each other anymore, I think that's a real issue, because your spouse may be overweight, like you passed the honeymoon phases, and the mama, she done had babies, and she may feel unattractive, and you may be looking at her thinking, you don't look the way you look when we got married. And it's very hard for you to encourage your spouse, hey, let's work out, let's eat better, let's do some things, and so that may be an issue that you really want to address, but you don't want to hurt their feelings by saying, baby, you're a little overweight now.
But here's the deal. Remember, we gave criteria. Feelings, how you feel. Not necessarily what you want, but how you feel.
Right.
Like, if something that's bothering you, like, hey, I really wish you could do better, take care of yourself. That's a feeling. Not just because, I want you to look like a person I see on TV. That's not a feeling. That's just a want. So know your feelings.
Right.
And that's a great
And I also think that the purpose behind you encouraging your spouse to lose weight could be for their health. Maybe they were more active back in the day when they were a little smaller, and you're thinking this could really boost your intimacy. This could boost their self-esteem. It has so many other benefits that if you really sit down and talk about it and come from a loving and gentle attitude about it, then it may be received. Don't just tell them, but do it with them. And so I think, a lot of times we cover up our feelings because we're afraid of offending each other, and we're afraid of how they're going to respond to us. Maybe they start attacking. So if your spouse is coming to you with a deep issue that's sensitive, don't come back and start attacking them and da-da-da-da-da.
And pointing fingers and blaming them. Oh, you ain't this.
Right.
That's not what this is about.
It's not about that.
It's about communication on real things.
Yes.
Just quit being fake.
Yes.
Because it's time out for us to change out some of this fake stuff that we got going on and put some real stuff in.
Yes.
Because when you really get real, just for example, like you use with the weight, if a person gets past the feeling or past all that, you really get to the real love in that person and who that person is, and it makes it real and it makes it better and it makes it good when you ain't being fake and know that person really care about you vice versa. And then that's the real stuff. That's the stuff you can cook with, you can bake with.
Yes.
You can't do nothing with this. So y'all get the challenge, guys. Communicate. Keep it real.
Just write about one thing. If you can't tell your spouse that one thing, write it out in your journal. Sit down together and exchange journals. And read it.
Oh, okay. And read it. Okay, I thought you said.
And read it. And just talk about that one thing. Don't go all on the tearing about something. That's just that one thing. And just start there. And you may have to do one thing a month or one thing every few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll just start seeing the layers pull down and pull down. So,
all right. That was good.
Good.
All right. So these 2 days is kind of fruity.
Oh.
That's why we got this fruit out here, okay? But the whole point is we're helping people do better, have better relationships, have better marriages. So I believe that we're ready for the next day. Would you give us the next day, please?
Yes. Day 10 says every tree is known by the fruit it bears.
Wow.
Every tree is known by the fruit it bears.
Wow.
Is that why we're being fruity?
And I also have, yes, we're being very fruity today. And as you all can tell. So, this obviously has, out of the Bible, God said, you will know a tree by the fruit it bears. So, first we talked about the fake stuff. Now we want to talk about what kind of fruit we're producing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you an easy pop quiz. Okay. All right. If you get this wrong, we're gonna have to talk.
Okay.
What kind of fruit is this?
It's an apple.
And what kind of tree do you think produces apples?
An apple tree.
Yes, you got one right. I told you this is very easy. What kind of fruit do you think this is?
A banana.
And what kind of tree you think grew this fruit?
A banana tree.
Yes, I know this may seem very comical and very, very foolish to say something that easy. But in relationships, in marriages, we as partner, husband, wife, what choices we make will produce a fruit.
Okay.
It will either produce something good or it's going to produce something bad. Now, if I keep giving you, instead of fresh apples, I'm producing rotten apples and rotten apples and rotten apples, and I'm giving you rotten. What does that say about me?
That you're rotten.
Wow. And then it's the truth. If you keep giving me good fruit, good bananas, good oranges, good this. What does it say about you?
That I'm good.
So here's how we should start looking at our partners, looking at our spouses. Sometimes we complain about different things because people complain. They find little things. They talk about this, we'll talk about that, talk about this, talk about this. Here's where I want you to get to, and I want you to start thinking like this. Is my partner have the best interest for the family in their heart, in their mind, and what they're doing, is it providing something of good value for the family? Yes, my partner may work a lot, but is that paycheck providing good benefits for the family? Yes, the woman, she may say, put things in order and want keep everything a certain way, but is that providing good value and benefit for the family? And sometimes what we do, what people do in relationships, they overlook all the good fruit that people are producing. And sometimes one person is producing all good fruit, and sometimes one person is producing a bunch of bad fruit. And how we know what you are, how we know what you bring into the table, is we can look and judge whether or not you're producing good and it's a good outcome, or it's producing bad and it's a bad outcome. Because just like we have these pictures of this fruit, it's visible, it can easily be seen, it's clear, it ain't a trick question. Right. That's the reason why I asked you something so simple. It's not a trick. Either it's good or it's bad.
And I just want to intercede here because I think we have couples that are watching who may not be married, and you're thinking about getting married. And this lesson is so critical for you, because if you're in your relationship right now, if your partner they're doing things that are bad and producing bad fruit or bad outcomes, like they getting locked up every other weekend, or they are not taking care of the children that you may have together, and you think, oh, well, once we get married, they're going to be a good father. No. If they are doing things that resemble bad fruit, I can pretty much guarantee you when you get married, it's not going to get better.
Right.
Most often, it gets worse. So before you say, I do, this would be the time to run.
And inspect the fruit.
Inspect the fruit.
When you go to the grocery store, do you not, when you pick up some fruit, you just don't randomly grab it and just put it in your basket? You look at it.
Yes.
You say, is there any blemishes on here? Is there any marks or scratches? And if it's pretty good, you buy it. Same thing as she just said. Do some looking.
Yes.
Check it out, because one of the things that is very clear, a good tree cannot bear bad fruit, nor can a bad tree bear
good fruit.
This is a simple nugget, a simple marriage nugget, but you got to be some fruit inspectors.
Yes.
And look at the fruit that you are bearing in your marriage. Now, we have a challenge with fruit.
Yes.
How can we talk about this challenge and how much fruit we bear?
Okay, so for day 10, the challenge says make a fruit salad for lunch or for dinner, and think about how much good fruit you bring to the marriage. So not how much your spouse or your partner brings, but how much good fruit you bring to the table. And then you can share that with your partner.
So the key is, if you really start going down your list and you don't do much for your relationship or your marriage, you only bring in one thing. It's hard to make a fruit salad with a little grape.
Yeah.
It's hard to make a fruit salad with a strawberry. You need a lot of good fruit. So we have a fruit salad right here, just ready. And it's a lot of good fruit in here. Are you going to eat your piece of fruit? Can I have a piece of fruit too?
No, I'm going to.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to feed you a piece of fruit and tell you something good that you bring to this fruit bowl.
Taking it to another level. Just upgrade it.
So, let me take a spray. Okay, it's good.
All right.
This fruit quality represents your love and compassion for God. Good fruit.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now this fruit represents something I can't say on camera.
Oh.
But it's good. So.
I'm supposed to eat the fruit.
Oh, here you go. All right. So.
You
fruit.
smacking. This fruit represent the goodness that you bring to our family as a provider, a leader, a role model, and all of the above. That's this good fruit right here.
All right, thank you.
I want to feed it to
I'm
you.
sorry.
I want a pineapple.
I'm ready to grape.
Okay.
This fruit represents the wonderful woman that you are, the Proverbs 31 woman to 10th power, a beautiful wife, mother, friend, and just all around good. So, fruit salad to the next level. Now, you ain't got to do this.
Yes, you do.
But at least you should have some fruit that you put in there. As we make this analogy, when you reel and you bearing good fruit, you can make a really good fruit salad, and you can have good things to enjoy in your marriage and your relationship. And that's what this is about, helping people. Even though I know this was simple, but bear good fruit.
And share it with your partner.
So, I hope you enjoyed this teaching. Keep watching. We're going to have more videos on our website, hornbuckles.org, and on our TV channel, Marriage is Back, on Roku. So, we look forward to hearing from you real soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.